Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stat Pearson, and today I'm joined by the man whose laugh is without equal because no one understands how the fuck it exists, one James of House Tono.
Good evening, everyone.
I push to talk until it's your turn to talk. All right, let's get into them topics. Topic 1. Resident Evil, to be third person or not to be. Capcom has created two formats for their mainline titles, one being over-the-shoulder perspective and the other being first person. However, they have yet to make any mention if they will utilize which from now on, or will they randomly be switching off between them. What do you think they should do with these perspectives? Or does it even matter? Topic 2. Pay gaps in Hollywood. Although depending on various factors, the wage gap does and does not exist, however, in Tinseltown, the gap is based on perceived marketability and a host of other consumer-based factors. So do you think the wage gap should shrink in Hollywood, or since it's based on popularity, not exist, or not sex, it should stay as is? Yeah, sorry, hard to look at the mic or talk into the mic whilst also reading the topics. Give myself a neck cramp. Topic 3. There has been a rise in exclusive console games coming many a year or possible decades later to the PC domain. Should video game makers continue this trend or cut their losses due to inevitable losses from game theft online? Topic 4. Fave show of the year so far, and yes, it can be from last year. Alright. So, what's going to happen is, I'm going to give my answer to topic 1, and then 2, and then 3 and 4 first. We might have a straggler come later, and then it'll go to you, unless our new straggler shows up. Alright, so for topic 1, I hate, and I do mean I hate, and I know how it gets on people's nerves when I give a non-answer or a not down the line answer and ironically do something that is somewhere in the middle. The irony being I just made that pun about not going down the line. I honestly think that there shouldn't be a division. But let me explain what I mean by that. I don't think they should inherently just say, no, fuck you, third person for life. Well, oh yeah? Well, no, fuck you, guy, first person for life. I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. That shit. I think, how to put this. Are you sure you're on push to talk, bro? Because your light goes off every single time I speak. You seeing this on your screen, right? Your green ring goes off every time I speak. You don't see that? Oh, there it goes. All right. So, anyways, I think they should do exactly what was it? Not Killzone. So what's them 1950s themed FPS games? They used to be good. Fallout. I think they should do the Fallout approach where you just hit like one button and you can switch between first person and third person. This shit ain't rocket science, man. Every single feature that you have or could utilize in first person, you can do in third and vice versa. But Zex, what about the stun maneuvers from shooting a zombie in the leg or the face? First off, I don't even think they're really fighting zombies anymore at this point. But, yeah, okay. Do it from first person perspective. Or go ahead and just do it. Zoom the camera out like you're in third person, and the minute that moves over, go right back into first. There is nothing that they can do in one camera mode that they can't do in another. Unless it involves showing the player's body. Because that's how first person mode works. The body is not seen because your head, your eyes, or the camera is in the eyes socket of the player, aka the person. Topic 2. Oh, well, I guess I should better summarize it. Excuse me. For topic 1, I think there shouldn't be a division. You tear down those first and third perspective walls. Take your ass into options. Let me hit one switch and let me go between the two. If I can change my aiming axis, aka invert axis or not, why the fuck can't I go from first to third person? Come on, man. Also, I'm kind of curious, why are there not video games in second perspective? That would be kind of cool to watch, I guess. Or at least have a mini game like that. But I digress. Back to topic 2. I think it should stay as is, but I think there needs to be a genuine understanding and explanation from Hollywood and whoever the hell else they can pay to get in one of their sponsored ads and messages, this time actually being used in a good way and fashion to spread information, not manipulation. Look, Hollywood, a pay gap and a wage gap is not based on an entire industry. It has to be based on the people working within it, causing those on purpose. Is every wage gap real? No. Are some wage gaps real? Yes. There's different circumstances for each situation. Hollywood is even more unique. They used to do it based on one thing. Sex. And I don't mean getting ass. I mean literally, are you boy or girl? But for many a decade, it's been based on popularity. I don't care who you are. If you have 2 Oscars, 2 Emmys, 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globes, and for no reason at all, we'll just say a Grammy, male or female, and the person who has who also has the leading role with you of the opposite sex ain't got none of that shit, who you think getting more money? It's that simple. And the only reason this is, well, I won't say the only reason, but I think one of the main reasons that this whole conversation, which began and ended as soon as it popped up, is being revived, is due to the show Shameless. Because Shameless is in a weird spot, or was in a weird spot. It ended this year, and I still need to finish watching the final 5 episodes. But anyways, here's what Shameless did. Since its inception, the lead female character, the character Fiona, played by Emily Rossum, has been trying, or at least her contract and negotiators and agency has been trying to get her pay increased based on William H. Macy, who was also the star of the show and actually one of the primary pulls, because literally, with the exception of William H. Macy, everyone in the cast was a no-name in the beginning. Kieran Monaghan being the exception. He got bigger over time. And since they stuck him in that Star Wars game, he's only going to get bigger. Anyways. William H. Macy, which I'm going to look up right now to not give wrong information. Hey Google, how many awards does William H. Macy have?
According to Television Academy, Macy has won 2 Emmy Awards and 4 Screen Actors Guild Awards, as well as being nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his work in Fargo.
Yeah, that's William H. Macy. The man's been acting almost 30 years. He came up at the end of the golden era of Hollywood. Emily Rossum is not even half this man's age. She was on Broadway. She did a good performance on Broadway. They brought her in the audition. That was it. Can she write music? Yes. Is that relevant to Shameless? No. Do I think she's a terrible actor? Hell no. I was watching the show as much for him as I was her. But here's what I can tell you. I know that show and the producers, or at least somebody in the manufacturing of that show, the American version, always got annoyed or pissed her off, and in exchange she pissed them off, albeit by accident for various reasons and other shit. Here's the thing. when you have a show that's built around a family, that money is split with all the other people. So when somebody decides they want a bigger chunk, if you give it to them, they will say something in the background. Well, why does she get to do it? She doesn't have any of the awards that William H. Macy got. I've only been on this show for 4 or 5 seasons. I'm not known for anything else. I want my pay raise. Bro, that's how shows get ended real quick. Sometimes a good show doesn't get canceled because the network just decided to cancel them. Sometimes a good show get canceled because the network says, fuck you. I don't have to pay you more money. I'll just end the show. It happens. Martin Lawrence got ended because Martin wouldn't stop sexually harassing whoever it was who played Gina, because she dumped him after being convinced to cheat with him. And Smart Guy, if you remember that show, they did something unique. Every single actor was paid equally on that show, I think, except for the main character. So everyone who wasn't the main character got the same pay. But one person decided they didn't want to do that no more and said, well, I'm not going to come on the show. And they just decided to fucking cancel it. Their ratings kept going up year over year. And then after 3rd season, oh, wait, such and such wants more pay? Who are they? Nobody. Oh, okay. I'm out. That's how shit is. And I honestly think that this is one of those cases of everyone heard the words but didn't pay attention to the story. Like when that company was engineering software that would show what people's face looked like without makeup. They were using it to help fucking catch pedophiles. But because a vocal minority got online and started bitching about it and saying, you guys are just sexist assholes, you don't need to be doing this, blah, 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 dumbasses followed them. But luckily they didn't buckle, because they knew it was just dumbasses talking shit. On to topic 3. I know this is harsh, but I say cut their losses. But Zax, everything gets hacked and emulated eventually. Yeah. But certain shit takes longer. You stick something on a PC. Doesn't matter if it was the most popular video game of all time. You stick that on a PC. Within less than 48 hours, more than likely, someone will make that shit run on a PC without paying for it. The Sega Saturn was so encrypted, they didn't actually crack that code and software until 2016 or 15. Something like that. That shit came out in like 1997, 96. That's a long ass time. People instead figured out how to just make a Sega Saturn emulator before even fathom being able to crack the actual Sega Saturn code framing, or whatever the proper correct term is for operating system for the Sega Saturn. Okay. So I can tell you right now, verbatim, I am one of those people who love seeing PC mods. I am one of those people, if I got a video game and I know it's coming on PC, I will honestly consider getting it if I know it's going to be popular because of the type of PC mods that can happen. But in the same breath, I'm also one of those people that knows hackers will cheat any type of system that they can. Sometimes they do good shit. Those are called white hats. Sometimes they do bad shit. Those are called black hats. Don't ask me how that terminology showed up, because I don't fucking know. And I know no matter what happens, the PC people will still say the most racist shit they can because they've decided they're superior when it wasn't even a contest. I cannot tell you how many dollars I would have if I said the words PC master, if I had $1 for every time I heard the words PC master race. That's weird. I've never heard anybody in the video game industry revert to fucking consoles or PC gamers as, hi, you got a PC, you're a punk bitch idiot, blah, 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 blah. No. There's no point. Well, the PCs are stronger. Yeah, and it's been that way literally since the inception of video games. Computers have always been stronger than a baseline fucking video game system. What else you got? You basically just told me the sky is above my head. Fucking hate. I just hate that people act like that's some revolutionary information and shit. You know what's revolutionary information? Anything the fuck else. Yeah, but I'm not gonna beat that tangent too much. I'm pretty sure just as console gamers we've heard it a billion times. But see, here's the thing. Video game systems usually take longer to be completely reverse engineered, or some people don't reverse engineer it and they just decide to make their own original coding, which is legal, devices that can allow for emulation of video game consoles on a PC or another device that is still a computer of some type. And if you were a video game system maker, a video game, aka an independent producer of video games, and you knew for a guaranteed fact there was a 100% chance if your game is fun, not popular, fun, someone will hack it open. If you knew that for a fact, you're gonna wait, or you're not even gonna announce how much time is gonna pass before you release your shit on PC. I say fuck that. I say give them a reason to get something cheaper than a computer. Give them a reason to have a designated device for something, because it'll be more efficient and more cost effective on a good day. It's the same with vehicles. Let me ask you something, James. Have you ever rode a motorcycle? Talking to you, James.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Now, have you ever rode a four-door car?
For one time for a friend down to Galveston.
You don't own a car? You just got a motorcycle?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Well, yeah, let's see, here's the thing. Now, that motorcycle, it can get you where you need to go really fast, and it can get you there on two wheels and less gas, correct? Than a four-door? Bro, you know I'm talking to you.
Yes, it has.
Did you forget to hit the push to talk button?
No, I have it on. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, at the same time though, that four-door car, it's got 4 seats in it, indoor space, trunk space, and a big ass engine. They can both do the same thing, but which one is going to take up less cost and get you there faster? Obviously the fucking motorcycle. Not going to let you answer it because I don't know how long that would take. So because of that, it doesn't mean that they can't do the same things. They just do them differently, and one of them is designed to be more efficient. Hence, video game system versus PC. Your PC's job is to do everything. Your video game's your video game system's modus operandi, because I don't know why that's fun to say. That thing's job is just to play video games. But I can watch Netflix on it. Yeah, but that's not why they sell it. And that's not what its primary function is. And also, they're always fucking cheaper. If you want to play a video game with the maximum setting that the designer allots for the video game, it's automatic. You want to play for max setting on a video game, unless it's something almost 20 years old, there are so many fucking variables. It'll make your head spin. Do you have the most recent graphic card? Goddamn hiccups. Does your screen resolution go to 4K or 8K? Was the game designed to be in 60 frames per second? Or an uncapped frame rate? Meaning it can be anything. Do you have a designated controller? What type of controller is it? How much RAM do you have? How much RAM is your system utilizing? So many factors. Video game system. Do you got a power cable? Yes. Do you got an HDMI cable? Yes. Do you got a TV? Yes. Cool. The controller and the power cable and HDMI came with it. So really, all you need to do is make sure you had a TV to plug the shit up to. The end. And I can say that as a potential future independent developer, as you and I both know all too well. So, realistically, I would say don't even fucking entertain the idea. However, companies also just like money. So some companies factor in the risk automatically. They try to mitigate it by spending money on different ways to lock up a game, keep it secure, or making it have an online element. But there's nothing they've made that people haven't figured out how to get past. It's just that simple. I say, why bother? If I'm gonna make a PC game, I'm gonna make a PC game. If I'm gonna make a video game, I don't think I'm gonna put on a PC. I'm gonna port that shit everywhere else though. Now for topic 4. I think for me, it's a toss-up between Castle Rock and Fargo. A little bit of intel on those shows. Castle Rock is a Stephen King-based TV show based on some of his books. But instead of, it being a full-on movie, it does the material episode after episode. What I don't know is this just written by Stephen King, the entire show, or is it a Stephen King book put into a show format? That I have to look into. They found a way to mix the perfect blend of suspense thriller and very, very low elements of horror. Like, you'll feel that pit in your stomach, but the show is not intended to have jump scares naturally. Generally speaking, they choose good actors. A lot of them I have no idea who they are. I've never seen them before. But at the same time, you can see the elements of the dark side of human consciousness when someone's ability or interest in going to that dark, murderous level shows up. Mind you, it's usually caused by a supernatural effect or something that no one can genuinely explain. But yeah, it is something the fuck else. Some episodes, it'll fuck with your mind. Some episodes, you're just trying to figure out a murder mystery. And other episodes, you didn't see that coming. Everyone lost their shit and tried to kill each other or succeeded. And then they don't like to give you clear-cut answers at the end of some of the episodes or seasons. So you have a reason to rewatch in case you missed something, or rewatch because you just want to see if someone else can figure out this stuff. It's a great show to watch alone and with people. I mean, Fargo's pretty self-explanatory. It had a movie, it had a TV show, but the way this shit works is pretty simple. The writers and directors of the show find some murders that happened and talk to the survivors of it or people who orchestrated escaping the murders, ask them what happened or how it happened, and they use their artistic liberties with filling in the gaps of shit that they don't know. And you get to see a whole host and plethora of people playing characters A, you never thought they would play, or B, are literally just newcomers who did so good that you immediately try to look them up to see what else they've done. Not all the seasons are interlinked, and that's how they plan to do it in the future. But, man, I fucking love this show. Because I don't know what's going to happen episode to episode. And ironically, even though it's talk about murder and shit like that, like I said, it's almost bloodless. It's very not gruesome. And a few times you see someone die, it's kind of boring, or they died in a funny way. And I know it's a fucked up thing to say, especially considering, you know, the people that actually died in here did actually die. Both are available on Hulu. I don't know if there's Blu-rays, but I know they're on Hulu. That is Stephen King's Castle Rock and Fargo. Be warned though, Fargo did have a movie in the 90s, and the first season and the third season, or the first season and second season, go over what's basically the script or the story outline for both of those movies. I mean, for the movie. But, I mean, they kind of have to, but they go way, way past it, like I said. All right. With that being said, your turn.
Oh, my turn's up. Okie dokie. Let's see. Topic 1, Resident Evil for third person or to be a first person. Well, my first time ever playing Resident Evil was, it might be a bland game, but like my first was Resident Evil Survivor, if you're familiar with it. I mean, you are familiar with it, do you, Zach? Okay, you have. Well, per se, I presumably like the third person over shoulder kind of thing, because I've been a huge fan for Resident Evil 6, because I play that game sometimes, and it's still to this day is a fun game. So I would highly prefer a third person, to be honest, and for my own jurisdiction, because for 7, I kind of not seeing how so scary on a first person kind of view per se, because I was assuming it would be third this whole entire time. Not to mention when back from, like I said, the from Survivor, on how the graphics is on that days, it's just kind of crazy for many people. But I would just give this like a little short answer. It's just like, yeah, I prefer third person, like 100%. Topic 2, pay gaps in Hollywood. Well, to be honest, I mean, everybody should have their fair share, because they contribute. Everyone contributes to the show. it just goes to show that Hollywood being super stingy with their cash nowadays, and those who are trying and building bonds there, it really does want to make it. It really makes sense that it will have such a longevity for a show, and everybody will talk about it for generations to come. But it's just like on a job. It's kind of favor one person than the other. Usually secretly on not blackmail, but there was another. Oh, I think it's called blackballing, if I'm correct.
You gonna explain what it is?
Well, blackballing is supposedly being, let's say that you're an artist, right? And you want to actually tell the middleman that, hey, I wanted to give this to so and so. I want to see how they like it, and if they like it, then I could be on to the next level, like be on their side. But the middleman, knowing the head person, if that goes through, that person that demands takes his spot, if you see what I mean, in terms of position and pay. That goes with, let's say, for a business standpoint, if you're like you're at the lower end and you wanted to become a manager and then assistant manager, so that assistant manager will be too afraid of taking, that spot being taken, per se. But with Hollywood's point of view, what I'm trying to go through is some like you said, pay cuts pays are way different from the other actors. And honestly, how I put shit. Well, from honestly on that standpoint, when a person's pay is lower than the others, presumably you should be like the right to have like their fair share, because they are on a bond. God dog it. They're part. They're a part of that one show. Usually, sometimes certain actors are well deserved to be like in the spotlight, along with the main. But the main, seeing how has less than with the supporting. So it main, not that my voice. But yeah, main character. And it's if for that, just to cut the show off for something that's understandable, that's certainly a fair reason. Like if I would have made a show and invest all my resources and to the people I put in the work with, I wouldn't mind, really, because we're a family.
Why are you acting like Hollywood isn't full of backstabbers? That's a very weird statement.
They are a bunch of backstabbers. Yes, that I know. But I'm just saying, if from my like independent deal, is what I'm saying. What I'm trying to go at. But based on popularity and sex, I mean, yeah, genetics. Based on popularity and genetics, there still needs to be on equal terms. They don't. But Hollywood nowadays is just like picking favorites, which they always do. Where behind the equality, like there's no equality there, and that's like a big issue. And your take on Iron Man, and because yeah, I mean the guy is good, like he deserves it. And for them to do that to him is really a low blow. Especially for me.
What are you talking about now?
For the Avengers, right?
No.
Like,
Robert Downey Jr.
did
that himself. He told them to bump up everyone else's pay to match his pay.
And they didn't. Yeah.
No, they did.
They did. Okay.
But that's a rare occurrence, and when I say rare, I don't know. Sorry, and when I say rare, I mean I don't know any other instance of that happening.
Okay, so they did. If that would have been continued to many shows, which it didn't, because like you said, they would have just canceled it. But to me, that's just like pettiness if they couldn't get what they want. So my take on topic 2 is no, everyone should have their fair share. And I know Hollywood is evil, but it's like, no, everyone deserves it. Everyone in the acting group is a fan, and that's my take on it. Topic 3: there has been a rise on exclusive console games coming in many years of possible decades later on the PC domain. They should. Well, they should. No, I'm saying they should. Because inevitably, PC's already taken over. It's been like that for a long time. Consoles try to get that make and break, but the only thing they could reach is, which system was it? So far, they already hacked PS4, if I recall, but not to an extent to just like actually play pirated games. Back then, I had like a PSP. I hacked the mess out of it through high school and stuff. Still am till this day. But for PC, yeah, it's. I mean, how can I put it? You got your old games from NES to Sega Genesis to all the way up to PS3. PS3, that shocked me to the fullest because it's already an emulator for it. So by this time, for these for the future of games, that was just PC's just gonna run it for years to come. For topic 4, my favorite show, well, for the year so far, or last year, but I would just say...
Answer for topic 3 exactly? Because I didn't understand that.
Oh, topic 3, I'll give you... My bad. The answer, I would just say PC is already taken over. Just been like that since...
Do you understand what the question is for topic 3?
Yeah, it's an inevitable loss for a game that's online.
Okay. So the question is, should a video game maker even consider putting their game on a PC? Or keep them on video game systems because theft is rampant?
Presumably, they do need to take it on, put it into consoles. Yes, they do. Okay, so topic 4, my favorite show. Well, my favorite show has been for a long time. I don't know if that's okay or not for you. Well, my show I've been watching was called Man in the High Castle. It's a historic series series about what happens when like German and Japanese take over America. And presumably this show has been taking place in 1962. Like the novel itself has an own book taken from 15 years after the different end of World War II. So there's been sorry, not bad. The main character of the story holds a valuable item that has that has a video depicting American won the war. And this person's role is to take that to a certain destination. But but the other like spies were trying to find this particular person to prevent that from happening. With a very short summary on this, on how I view the story itself, like the first entire season, like the first, it's really, oh man, it's good. I can just say better myself. But the only problem is it's on Amazon. If it would have been on like any other, like I wish it was be on Netflix, but hey. Oh well, for me that is because I had to, pay it off with other things,
I mean, once you get the Prime for a year, you can just download that bitch, so you ain't got to stream all of it.
You don't say. Well, I need to do that.
I still need to watch that Jean-Claude Van Damme comedy show that they got up there.
Which one is it?
There's only like one Jean-Claude Van Damme show. I forgot the name of it, but if you look him up, it's only going to show you movies he's been in, and that one show that was like, it came out like 4 or 5 years ago.
Damn, that long?
Yeah, it was fairly recent.
What's the name of it?
That I don't know, and that's why I have trouble looking it up.
I see. Well, maybe I should just research it and look for it, and then just let you know what it is. Yeah, anytime. But yeah, that's my topic 4.
Okay, with that being said, this brings another episode to a close, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.
Take care.